Hello everyone. Today I'm just making a quick guide on how to use Game Conqueror in Satisfactory to get unlimited resources. The best thing to do is to start off by getting all of your inventory, the top row, because I like to just do the top row, all consistent values throughout. What we need to do now, if we just go onto Firefox, is we need to install a program called Game Conqueror. So go to Google and search how to install Game Conqueror on Ubuntu. In my case, it's Ubuntu. You also need to spell Conqueror properly. But you should be able to just search it for your Linux distro and find a guide. After you've run these two commands, just run these in the terminal. I already have it installed, so I don't have to worry about that step. Now, if I open up the program, Game Conqueror, it requires admin access, so give it your password. The next thing we need to do is find the process. So if we just search for Satisfactory, it's generally the top one. Although you'll notice when you search, if you've got the wrong one, the search will happen very quickly and it won't have found the values. So now we have our process selected. In the value box, make sure int32 is selected, as that number is stored in an int32. And search for 100 or whatever the value is of all the items on your top row. Bear in mind you can do this for only one item in the top row or however many you want, but I generally just like to do the top row because later on it makes it a lot easier. Hit search. You'll notice the game in the background will freeze up. You can see that little bug in the top isn't flying anymore. Once it's done, you can see it's found 179,579 values. We can't see the values in the list because that list would be too long to render for the little program. So if we move back into the game, and now make all of those values as 50, or half of whatever they were before. To be honest, as long as it's a consistent number across the top row, it doesn't really matter what number they are. Then if we search for 50, and hit the search button again, what that's going to do is search those 179,000 values for 50. And it's taken us down to 26 if we click it a couple more times. That brings the list down a little bit more. It looks like we need to do one more filter because we've still got 23. We want to get that list down to about 9. So I'll set all those to half of what they were. Go back into Game Conqueror and do 25 and search again. Okay, the list doesn't seem to be filtering down any further, which means you've probably got two variables in the game which are holding the same values. In that case, what you can generally do is look at the addresses and find a consistent value. We can see the F19 down to F19. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which matches there across the top. So I'll select those values. If I hold down Shift and click on that one, and then hit Enter, and that'll put the list down into the bottom pane. If I select all of those values, hit Enter, and type 100, what this will do then is set all the values to 100. When you go back into the game, you'll notice that none of them have actually changed to 100. But if I start combining some of those, just so I've got some room, and move the one from the top to the bottom, I can see that when I move them, they are now 100. So now what I can do is if I run and get some random item that I need more of. Let's say I need some reinforced sheets. If I now just spread them out across the top row, obviously I know that I've still got iron sheets, so I can still do that. And then go back into here, select all of those, let's change all those to be 100, go back into the game. If I hit sort, I can see that I've now got an infinite amount of reinforced sheets. When the game restarts, you will lose all these values and you will have to go through this process again. So it's always nicer to just do it at the start when you first start the game, and then you can just leave this running in the background, and whatever you stick into those slots you can just change the value of. Like for example, I've got 50 there. I can go in and I can change just that one value if I want to 100. Back into the game, and I've now got 100 of those. Hope this comes in useful.